All right, another day, which means I have more free picks for you. I hope all of y'all had a great Saturday, made some money. As you can see right here, we had a bunch of picks for Saturday. They haven't all finished yet, so I can't give you a recap. But so far, it looks like we're going to have some big profit. We did pretty good on college basketball so far and in the NBA. So hopefully we end up probably 4 or 5 up units. That'd be really good. All I want to do before I get into these 3 free picks is tell you, make sure you're subscribed to this free plan right here. It's completely free, and I'm going to send out free picks every single day, give you some updates as well, and then also add in a few VIP picks here and there. So make sure you're subscribed to that. And now let's get into the first pick, which is going to be Brice on the Jazz to go under 6.5 rebounds plus assists. As you can see, in 2024, he has gone under this mark 87% of the time, which is obviously really good. In his last 5, he's gone under 100% of the time, only averaging 4.4, which is well below this mark. Last 10, 90% of the time, averaging just 4.3. Last 20, 90%. And then on the season, like I said, 87%. And we can even go look at head-to-head. And both times that he's played them this year, which was back in January, he went under this mark, well under this mark the first time they played, and then barely under the mark the last time they played, only having 6. I love that he's went under consistently overall in his last 5, last 10, last 20, and overall on the season. And then just to top it off, he went under both times head-to-head. And that's not even the only reason I like it. Obviously, those are really good things to look at. Hit rates are a really good thing to look at. But you also want to look at the matchup. And as you can see right here, against small forwards, which is what he is, of course, as you can see right here, the Pelicans are actually really good. They might not be a good defense against everybody, but against small forwards specifically, they allow the 3rd least amount of rebounds to the position and the 10th least amount of assists to this position. So the matchup is really good to go along with the great hit rate overall. So I love this. I don't think he's going to have 7 rebounds plus assists. Maybe he has 5, maybe he has 6, but I just don't think he goes over, and that's why I like this pick so much. It makes a ton of sense, matchup-wise and hit rate-wise, so go lock this in while you can. So now let's get into our second pick, which is going to be Josh Hart to go over 27.5 PRA at this line of 27.5. As you can see, in his last 5, he has gone over this mark 4 out of 5 times, averaging 33.8, which is well above this 27.5 mark. In his last 10, he's gone over 80% of the time, averaging 33.2, which is still well above this mark. Last 20, 75% of the time, averaging 32. And then head-to-head, the last time that he played him, he had 30, went over the mark, which is the only time that he played the Heat this year. And then in 2024, he has gone over this mark 66% of the time, which is obviously exactly what you want to see. And what I really loved was that he got better and better as the season has gone on, and he started to hit more and more consistently. He didn't hit against the Grizzlies, but outside of that game, he has been hitting extremely consistently. And what I also love about this is he's going to be playing the Heat, and like I said, he already hit against them, but also the Heat are a pretty good matchup overall. They allow the 7th least amount of points, which obviously isn't the greatest. It's okay. 7th isn't what you really want to look for, but when it comes to rebounds and assists, they actually allow a ton, considering they allow the 21st most amount of rebounds and the 21st most amount of assists. So bottom half of the league in rebounds and assists, and I think Josh Hart is a good enough player to get some points to go along with that. And as long as that ends up being the case, I don't see any reason why he doesn't go over this mark. Let's say he gets 15 to 20 points, and then he gets 10 rebounds plus assists. He easily cruises over this mark, just like he did the last time he played him. So this pick makes a lot of sense to me. I really do think he's going to hit, and if that happens, I have a lot of confidence that we're going to be 2-0 at this point heading into our third pick. So now with that being said, let's get into my third and my final pick that I actually love a ton, just as much as I love the other two, and that's going to be Coby White to go under this line of 27.5 points plus assists. As you can see, in his last 5, he's gone under this mark 80% of the time, only averaging 23, which is pretty good to see considering his line is 27.5. Last 10, he's gone under 70% of the time. Last 20, 80% of the time. And then on the season, he has gone under this mark 74% of the time, averaging just 22.75 points plus assists, which is 5 below this mark, which is exactly what you want to see. Now, to go along with this, he also has already played the Pacers this season, and the last time he played them, he went under this mark, and the time before, he barely went over. So this is a pretty good matchup in my opinion. He's only averaging, you can't check it, but in his matchups overall against the Pacers, he's only averaging 19, which is obviously really good to see. And then when you look at the last 5, last 10, and last 20, like I already explained, it looks good. But to just top everything off and really make it a pick that you want to take, you can see right here that against shooting guards, the Pacers have a really good defense. They're 9th in points allowed, which is obviously top 10, and they're top 10 in assists allowed, which is really, really good. They're top 10 in both categories. So as long as they come out and play their normal defense and do what we expect them to, I don't see any reason why Coby White goes over this line, especially considering throughout the entirety of the season and as of late, he hasn't been going over. So go lock this in, pair it with Josh Hart and Brice, and I think we're going to have a really good day. All I ask from you for these free picks, number 1, hit the subscribe button. Number 2, hit the like button. And until next time, let's all go print some money.